As the NBA draft approaches, all eyes are on Cooper Flagg, the sensational 2024-25 NCAA Player of the Year and Duke's standout star, who's projected to go number one overall to the Dallas Mavericks next month. While the hype surrounding Flagg is undeniable, it hasn't escaped the attention of NBA legend Carmelo Anthony, who, while acknowledging Flagg's talent, also raised a controversial point about the role race might play in his meteoric rise. Anthony's comments came during a recent edition of his podcast, 7 p.m. in Brooklyn with Carmelo Anthony, where he reflected on the 2025 draft class and its top prospects. While Anthony expressed his admiration for Flagg's potential, he also suggested that the extreme hype surrounding the Duke forward may have more to do with the color of his skin than his basketball prowess alone. Ace Bailey, we've seen Ace before. That's why it's not talked about like that. We've seen Paul George, we've seen Kevin Garnett, we've seen Tracy McGrady, we've seen Mellows, we've seen Jason Tatum, Anthony explained, referring to Rutgers star Airious Ace Bailey, who's expected to be selected shortly after Flagg. Like, we've seen Ace. That's why he's not being talked about. That doesn't take anything away from him, but visually, we've seen him, right? The Hall of Famer didn't stop there. He continued by pointing out the uniqueness of Flagg's situation. We haven't seen, and not to make this black and white, but we haven't seen a white boy like that in a long fucking time. Right. That's when you know he really good. That's when you know Cooper Flagg really good, but we haven't seen that in a long time. While Anthony's comments are bound to stir the pot, it's impossible to ignore the underlying tension in his remarks. Flagg, a 6 feet 9 inches, versatile forward, has been widely hailed as the best player in his class since he was a high school phenom. He was widely regarded as the most recruited high school player of the decade before he even set foot on Duke's campus. But Anthony's comments also suggest a complex reality about how Flagg's rise to number one. One has been fueled in part by the lack of recent high-level white players at his position. For all of his talent, the subtext of Anthony's statement appears to hint that the hype surrounding Flagg might be a reaction to the absence of standout white players in the modern NBA. And then there's the flip side of the coin, Anthony's glowing praise for Ace Bailey. While the 6 feet 8 inches forward from Rutgers isn't receiving the same level of attention, Carmelo believes Bailey might be even better than Flagg in several areas. He didn't just praise Bailey's skill set, he practically gushed over him, calling his game more complete than Flagg's. I love Ace. He's got a higher skill level than Flagg, Anthony said, clearly showing where his loyalty lies. Bailey is another top-tier prospect in the 2025 class, and while he's likely to go second or third overall, he's often overshadowed by Flagg's national attention. However, for Anthony, Bailey's game isn't about hype, it's about substance. The fact that Bailey is a bit more understated may be why he's not drawing the same level of attention as Flagg, but according to Anthony, that's precisely why he's so good. But let's not get it twisted. The 2025 NBA Draft is undoubtedly Flagg's moment to shine, and the Dallas Mavericks are set to make him their cornerstone. Rumors have swirled about the Mavericks potentially trading the number one pick, but reports indicate that the Mavs are fully committed to selecting Flagg, confident that he represents the future of their franchise. Dallas views him as a can't-miss prospect, the kind of player who can elevate the team in ways that few others in the draft can. And for good reason. Flagg's game is undeniably multifaceted. He can stretch the floor with a smooth jumper, play elite defense, and contribute across all facets of the game. His high basketball IQ and leadership ability were on full display during his time at Duke, where he led the Blue Devils to the national championship game. For all his well-roundedness, however, it remains to be seen whether Flagg will be able to hone a specific skill set that will set him apart at the NBA level. As the draft approaches, Anthony's comments only add fuel to the fire surrounding Flagg and Bailey. The media buzz around Flagg is undeniable, but the questions about his game and the role race might play in the hype are equally intriguing. Will Cooper Flagg live up to the hype, or will his transition to the NBA prove more challenging than expected? For now, all we can do is watch and wait, as the future of the NBA is about to change forever.